watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, and thanks for starting your morning with us here on DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Good morning to you. I'm Corey James. Shanika's eyeing those roads for you to get you out the door. She'll have the latest on the conditions in just a moment. Jackie is keeping on that forecast and possible sprinkles today, if anyone's going out today.
Yeah, a few of those showers are already starting to push into our westernmost areas, and we're also starting off on the warmer side, too. Let's talk about a wider view of satellite and radar and show you that system starting to push its way in. The leading edge of some of those light showers starting to move into northernmost parts of Maryland and even back over towards parts of the I-81 corridor, even especially back over towards Garrett County into western Maryland. Now zoomed in on our area, a few of those light sprinkles progressing just to the east now of Winchester and now into northernmost parts of Maryland towards Hagerstown, Frederick. But notice that warm start to the day. We're talking about 40s and 50s across the map. We just jumped up to 53 not too long ago in DC. We're at 51, and we did just jump up to 60 not too long ago in Lexington Park. Still the 40s though for our far northernmost areas, but those are the relatively cooler spots on the map at this point. If you're trying to time out the rest of your day today, just make sure you do have the umbrella before you head out in case you do encounter any of those showers. They'll be on and off through at least the middle of the afternoon. By 3 p.m., still looking cloudy, but temperatures will eventually climb into those low to mid 60s by that point. We're going with high temperatures, mid to even upper 60s again today. Not quite as warm tomorrow. More details on that coming up. Shanika, let's lay us on those roads.
All right, good morning, Jackie. So far, so good for the start of the 6 o'clock hour. Look at that. Very quiet, very clear out there. 495 heading both north and southbound through Tyson's Corner. If you're traveling throughout northern Virginia, 66, 95, 395, it all looks good. It all looks like this. So can't complain just yet, though, as many people are traveling to work and school this morning. It will get busy for sure. Now, looking at 270 here, you are starting to see some delays. That's coming out of Frederick, heading southbound through Hightstown. So you are seeing those slow spots there, but really that's just about it. In the district, you're looking good. The inner and outer loop through Prince George's County, Montgomery County, you're fine.
All right, Shanika, thank you. New overnight, police say Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy, and their dog all found dead in their New Mexico home. Officers say they were sent to their home yesterday for a welfare check. Police are not saying that foul play is a factor. They also say there is no information surrounding the circumstances of their deaths. Hackman is known for his roles in the movies The French Connection and Hoosiers. He was 95 years old. And developing now, the Trump administration telling agencies to begin planning for more massive layoffs.
Yeah, the process is known as reduction in force, and agency leaders have to submit their plans by March 13th. Thousands of probationary or first-year employees have already been fired. The next move would target career workers with civil service protection. President Trump says he has to cut the size of the government down and claiming a lot of people are not doing their jobs. Meantime, the Trump administration says it is slashing 90% of USAID foreign aid contracts. That's according to the Associated Press. A memo says the administration pulling $60 billion in overall U.S. assistance around the world. Now, there are now only a few USAID project advocates that can even try to save. Now, and late last night, the Supreme Court temporarily blocking a court order requiring the release of billions of dollars in foreign aid by midnight. Global aid organizations have until Friday to respond. And this move comes during and after President Trump met with his cabinet for the first time alongside advisor Elon Musk.
Yeah, President Trump gave a few opening remarks and then handed things over to Musk. He received a round of applause from cabinet members and also stressed the need for more funding cuts along with layoffs. Musk said he also wants to find $1 trillion to trim from the federal budget. He is defending his actions.
As crazy as it sounds, that is almost a literal description of the work that the DOGE team is doing, is helping fix the government computer systems. Many of these systems are extremely old. They don't communicate. There are a lot of mistakes in the systems. The software doesn't work.
President Trump is also asking cabinet members to do their own DOGE. For example, the president says the head of the Environmental Protection Agency plans to cut 65% of its employees.
And House Republicans passed their budget blueprint earlier this week with the help of President Trump. The vote is a step towards delivering a bill with $4.5 trillion in tax breaks and $2 trillion in spending cuts. Now, Senators grappling with what those cuts mean for Medicaid and other social programs. Republicans wrestling with the idea of the cuts, and Democrats say they will never accept slashing programs.
I don't think we're ever going to accept cuts in critical programs to fund tax breaks for billionaires, period.
And so when we talk about moving and cutting, we need to talk about how we do that in an orderly fashion, and I just need to look at what the proposals are. If you just do it cold turkey, there's going to be a lot of unintended consequences.
The process to merge the bill with Senate's budget plan could take weeks. Those negotiations expected to be Congress's main focus as Republicans try to deliver on Trump's agenda with their own campaign promises.
And some big changes coming to the Washington Post editorial section. Amazon founder and owner of the Post, Jeff Bezos, says the opinion section is narrowing focus to defending personal liberties and the free market. In a social media post, Bezos adding the new topics are underserved in the current market of ideas and news opinion, and that viewpoints opposing those pillars will be left to be published by others. Northern Virginia Representative Don Bayer responding to Bezos on social media, saying, as someone who values the essential role the Washington Post plays in our region, Jeff Bezos' interference with the Post's mission grieves me and undercuts good reporters who work there and jeopardizes the faith of his readers.
And in the district, there's a new initiative aimed at reducing traffic crashes. The Highway Safety Office has created the district's very first two safety corridors. These are busy stretches of roads where you're going to see more police enforcement over the next 2 months. Officers will be making traffic stops and handing out tickets along New York Avenue Northeast from Bladensburg Road to 14th Street and South Capitol Street Southwest from Southern to MLK Jr. Avenue.
You have to make the roadway safe for everybody. I think someone's actions are not only a danger, put themselves in danger, but put everybody else in danger, whether it be pedestrians, whether it be other drivers, other people using the roadways. They should be able to traverse the city safely.
Officials say they've seen more than 1,000 crashes in those two corridors since 2022.
And we're learning about a close call between two planes at Reagan National Airport Tuesday morning. The FAA says an American Airlines flight was set to land when a second plane was cleared to take off from that same runway. The FAA says the American flight followed air traffic control orders to perform a go-around, then taking another lap to land on another runway. And that near miss at DCA comes as heightened security and restrictions are still in place after last month's deadly mid-air collision.
Yesterday marked 4 weeks since that collision between the American Airlines jet and a military helicopter that killed 67 people, all 67 people. Our Tosin Fakila in the studio. And Tosin, you talked to a pilot who gave you some data to help see things from a pilot's perspective in the skies.
That's correct. Hey guys, good morning. A licensed pilot tells me across the country. So here's some numbers he gave. There are about 45,000 flights a day managed by the FAA and Air Traffic Control Organization. And he adds there's about 5,400 aircraft in the sky at any given time in U.S. airspace. So he says near misses can happen, but pilots are trained to monitor and also able to respond. The licensed pilot I spoke to says the recent aviation disaster and close calls should be a wake-up call that there cannot be any more pressure put on the current air traffic control system. Officials say go-arounds, which the American airline flight had to do during that close call at DCA on Tuesday, happens routinely. And experts say a go-around is a plane waving off landing and attempting to land again. Licensed pilots tell me near misses aren't the only reason for a go-around, and a pilot or the tower can make the call for that go-around.
These happen routinely, and it's the responsibility of the pilot to maintain that safe spacing. And the pilot in command has the absolute authority to say, look, I don't like this. This doesn't look safe to me. We're going to go around.
Now, a recent AP poll shows about 2 in 10 adults are now say air transportation is very or somewhat unsafe. Pilot Russell, who you just heard from, telling flyers what's happening, something to keep an eye out on, but not to be concerned about, as air travel, they say, is still the safest mode to travel. Coming up in the next hour, Justin Russell talks about how pilots are currently feeling following everything that's played out and what he believes are actual concerns and issues. Corey?
All right, Tosin, thank you. Time right now is 6:08. WMATA says Metro seeing an increase in riders. The agency reporting 430,000 rail trips recorded Monday. That's the most to start the work week since before the pandemic. Tuesday, Metro says it saw its busiest morning rush hour in 5 years with 170,000 rail trips before 9:30. Metro now revising and increasing its revenue estimates for the next 2 fiscal years. It expects to see ridership increase by 13 million for fiscal years 2026, rather. That means more financial stability for the system. WMATA's board is meeting today to discuss the proposed budget. And if you're riding Metro this weekend, give yourself some extra time. Trains on the orange, blue, and silver lines will be single tracking between McPherson Square and Foggy Bottom. It's because of track work. Trains will run every 15 minutes. Normal service will be back on track Monday.
All right, well, Pepco is helping its customers avoid late fees. The company says it is their way to help ease the energy bills. Pepco customers say it's been a really tough winter and many are struggling with other expensive bills. The company says customers will not have to pay late fees through March, and disconnection for non-payments will be suspended through the end of March. An HVAC expert says there are some things customers can do and cut back and save.
Focus on the insulation in your home, weather stripping a lot of areas that have a lot of air leaks, windows, doors, especially in the basement.
Pepco launched support measures to help customers lower the cost of their bills back on February 4th. All right, well, the Cherry Blossom Festival is less than a month away, but today's the day we will finally know when the blossoms are expected to reach their peak bloom.
Yeah, the National Park Service is expected to announce its prediction this morning at 11 o'clock. The festival is running from March 20th to April 13th. Here are some cherry blossom events to put in your calendar, though. Events DC is hosting the Blossom Tea Party March 21st, and March 22nd is the opening ceremony for the festival. Then March 29th will be the Blossom Kite Festival. Time right now is coming up on 6:11. March Madness is off to an early start.
Yes, it is. Coming up, the thrilling end to UMD's basketball game against Michigan State. Plus, customers continue to be shell-shocked at the price of eggs. How local businesses are staying afloat amid the rising cost.
Yeah, and out there right now, we're just tracking dry conditions, Corey. We're just seeing a few showers, though, back out towards our west. Well, more details on that right after the break.